circumstances that occurred was a deep frustration with the loss of some family members and some close personal friends that died a miserable death over about a 6-month period.
Chad came home and in his demonstrative way pounds his fist on the table and he says, "I hate this disease, I hate it." And I said, you know, you can be angry at something and let it eat away at you, or you can take the anger within you and use it as energy. And he says, "What's that supposed to mean?" And I just kind of laughed and I said, well, why don't you take your energy that you have at hating cancer and do something about finding a cure?
Well, the idea of the ski out came about because I looked around at all the other various forms of fundraising, and it seemed like everybody and their dog had, you know, a golf tournament or whatever.
We feel with the ski out that we've dreamt a dream, and with or without us, we want the dream to continue.
It started when my son Andrew was 4 years old and he was diagnosed with T-cell leukemia, which was absolutely, utterly devastating, as perhaps you can understand if you're a parent yourself. And I knew that I needed help. I knew that I needed some support. And so I turned to Candlelighters for information and support. I started going to the support group and going to the activities, and it really helped our family so much during a really devastating, difficult time in our lives.
I was very young, so I didn't really understand exactly what was going on and why I was being stuck with all these needles and having all these things poked into me, and it was really scary, but I didn't, because I was so young, I didn't really understand how scary it exactly was.
So if you're sitting out there in the cancer ski out at the table and you're wondering, well, why should I give money to Candlelighters? I guess the best way I can describe that is to ask you if you have children or if you have grandchildren of your own, and if you can just imagine how that would be if you were told that your child had cancer and that they were going to potentially go through 2 to 3 years of chemotherapy and treatment for that cancer, and how utterly devastating that is. And anything that anyone can do to alleviate some of that suffering, some of the pain, to bring some happiness into the lives of those children is huge.
I got involved, and the Cancer Institute got involved with Chad when he approached us and expressed his interest in supporting our research mission, and that's how it began. The ski out money is extraordinarily important to us. People in the community sometimes think that the NIH, or the National Institutes of Health, or the National Cancer Institute goes around and just gives us money because we're good people. Well, they don't do that. They look at what we've accomplished and says, okay, we'll give you some more, and with the expectation you're going to accomplish some more. What about if you haven't done a pilot project yet? What if you have a good idea, but you haven't had the investment to start it up and to convince the NIH that they ought to do that, because they do not hand money out for nothing. That's why regional sources of support like the ski out are so important to us. We could not survive without them.
I'm Andrine Gerber. 26 years ago, I found a lump under my upper arm, and it turned out to be cancerous.
Alrighty. Andrine has we have a nurse who comes usually a couple times a week. We come as often as we need to come, and for the most part, we've been coming twice a week.
I had no idea about hospice. They give you the best advice, as lovingly or as explicit as they can. And I can't say enough good about them. I just love every one of them.
Hospice has helped me because I know there's going to be people, volunteers, aides, nurses, in and out of my house checking on my mom pretty much on a daily basis.
I meet with her once a week, sometimes more, sometimes less, and basically do what she wants to do, which is anywhere from go visit somebody in Woodburn to go grocery shopping, or to go help her to do crafts at a local glass shop.
I had a 10 by 10 plate that I made, and I like the idea of a square plate.
She does collages basically with pieces of colored paper, and they are, to me, literally amazing. I think hospice is important because it helps people to live their lives, whether they've only got 20 minutes or whether they've got 20 years. A lot of people have the idea that hospice is about dying, and it's not at all. It's about living. I think she's the essence of it.
Hospice means to me a lessening of pressure, a lessening of anxiety, a conviction that they are taking the best care of me that is humanly possible, and they're there for me at every turn, and I'm able to live more normally now, actually, than I did before, because I'm capable of coping, but the extra help that they give me in their experience and knowledge just makes it like that. It's like an overall comforting blanket. That's when you wrap your coat and you wrap yourself up in a snug warm blanket. That's what hospice means to me.
Oh, this is so wonderful.